Okay, this is going to be the part 5 and final part that I'm just going to kind of pick through a couple of practice problems, but if there are any still left that you need help on, please reach out and ask. So for something here, it says write the percent as a fraction or mixed number, and they give me 250%. So what I think about a percentage is out of 100. So that's really what this means. A percent is out of 100. So from here, I can simply say, well, oops, I don't know. Well, I guess I can go with it. I can fix it. 100 into 250 would go, what, 2 times? And then that would be 200 with a remainder of 50. So remember how we write this as a mixed number, 2 and then 50 over 100. This is kind of nice because the zeros are going to cancel. So 5 over 10. And I can actually reduce that to 1/2 because I can, if you want to see that written out, I can write out 5 and then 5 times 2, and those cancel. All right, what else I got in here? Just kind of looking through some of the questions. If you're asked to add some decimals, so I have 12.6 plus 1.58 plus 0.0536. The big key on this is that you just line up your decimals. So 12.6, 1.58, 0.0536, and if you want, you can put zeros here as placeholders. And now you just simply add this. So 6, 3, that's what, 13, carry you 1, 11, 12, carry you 1, 2, 3, 4, and you're keeping the decimals lined up. So 142,336. Just kind of again looking around. How about if you want to subtract some decimals? So I have -1. Well, actually, this ain't going to be subtraction. Minus 7, 8. I wrote that number down wrong. I'm trying to match the numbers here. 104.4 minus 78.06. Again, you're simply writing this with the decimals lined up. I'm sorry, I thought this was going to be a subtraction. But because it's a negative and a negative, you're actually going to add these. 12, 9, woo, and keep that negative sign. So 6, 4, 12, that's an 8 per 10. 18246. Miss Cindy can't add. All right, what if you are asked to find what percent of 75, what percent of 75 is 102? What is my x? Remember, of means to multiply, is equal, and then 102. So in a case like this, you could simply divide 75 on both sides. And if I say 75 into 102, probably going to need some zeros here. So I think that's only going to go 1 time, which would be 75. And 102 minus 75 is going to give you 27, and bring down that 0. And I believe 75 will go in 3 times, because 75 times 3, I need some room, is 225. Okay, so 3 times 75, and then 270 minus 225. Don't worry, it gets better. So I brought down that 0. Now I'm bringing down this 0, is 450, and 75 will actually go into 450 exactly 6 times. If you multiply that out, you get 450. And so keeping my decimal right there. So 1.36, but it asked in percent. So now I have to multiply this by 100, or I simply just move the decimal 2 places to the right and get 136%. Just multiplying values with positive and negatives, you know, just always be careful that, you know, your negative signs, remember you can kind of count them. If you have an even number of negative signs, you get a positive. So a negative, in this case, this negative times this negative, that's 2 negatives, I'd get a positive. Or if you multiply in order from left to right, which is what you should do, you would get -50, then times -4, and then the negative and the negative would give me a positive 200. That's getting towards the end. I've done prime factorization. Oh, I see something with a square root. So let's say you have 25 plus -5 plus the square root of 16. Oh, that's a division, actually. It's my bad eyesight. What do students say? My bad. So that is division. So I'm working from left to right. I think -5 will go into 25, -5 times. And I believe the square root of 16 is 4, because 4 times 4 is 16. And thus I get -1. And that is pretty much it. There's a couple of word problems in there. Like I said, reach out if you have any questions on something that I did not work, or even something that I did work that you need either another example or better clarification.